Police officers are not just the first line of defense when it comes to dealing with crime, fear, and disorder. They are frequently the first response unit when somebody is in dire need of immediate medical attention. Our holiday wish this year is to see if we can get automatic defibrillators in all 250 of our marked patrol units. AEDs are lifesavers. Now, I'm grateful to our valued corporate and private citizen partners who are helping the residents of this city by giving them the gift of life this holiday season. Today, we're here to thank Milwaukee law firm Hupy and Abraham and the family of attorney Michael Hupy for their donation of 5 AEDs for our use in the Milwaukee Police Department's squad cars. It is our first donation, and we want to thank you personally, Mike. Our mission is to prevent the loss of life. We are often the first responders in medical emergencies, and our ability to take life-saving action is imperative. Now, we've spent considerable time with the Milwaukee Fire Department discussing this important issue and seeking their advice. We've also met with the Medical College of Wisconsin physicians and our own training staff at the Police Academy to develop a plan to place AEDs in our police cars. MPD currently uses the Philips Heart Start AED, but we will certainly accept any AED as they all work together and are complementary systems. In November, at our Merit Awards ceremony, I had the privilege of recognizing 5 officers specifically for their life-saving efforts, particularly in incidents involving cardiac arrest. 3 of those officers are here today with us to tell you that defibrillators in squad cars can make that kind of help available when it's most needed. On June 1st, 2009, police officers David Bublitz, Michael Driscoll, and Zachary Toms performed CPR on a woman who had collapsed and suffered a heart attack during a disturbance at a home. They saved her life, and they're well aware of the benefits of having defibrillators readily available to officers as they go about their duties. This time, I'd like to call to the podium Officers Bublitz and Driscoll to discuss that issue.
Just talk about what happened.
Okay.
Tell the story.
Thank you. We responded for a disturbance that was in the street that was completely unrelated to what turned out to be a medical emergency. Not knowing what that medical emergency was, we knew that it was very serious. We were dealing with one problem, and a woman basically collapsed on a porch. It was immediately apparent to us that we had to rise to a level to use our first responder training. We began doing CPR. We did have the aid of a mask. She was not breathing, and we could feel her pulse going down very weak, very rapidly. We contacted the fire department immediately. 2 of us did CPR for several minutes until the fire department arrived to begin their assessment, and then immediately they ran and got an AED and began treatment with the shock treatment, eventually saving her life. I believe that if we had this AED available, we could have prevented any further damage and stabilized her much sooner than we were able to. I'm glad she's alive. I'm glad we were able to save her life. I believe this is a great asset for our department to have at our disposal. So I'd like to thank everyone for donating it.
Good job.
Now, those interested in learning more about donating AEDs to the police department can contact the Milwaukee Police Department or at the Greater Milwaukee Foundation. Their number is 414-336-7068. This time, I'd like to call to the podium Attorney Mike Hupy, whose generous donation has made this equipment available to us. Mike?
Thank you, Chief. I want to take a minute to thank you for giving Hupy and Abraham another opportunity to contribute to our community. At Hupy and Abraham, we are consumer advocates. We have rewards pending in murder cases in Milwaukee now. We sponsored a motorcycle awareness program this year, and with Vicky Sanfilippo, we helped train over 15,000 bikers on what to do before an ambulance arrives in the case of an accident. Today, Hupy and Abraham is donating the first 3 AEDs to this program, and my family, with my son Rex at my side, is donating another 2. My law firm will also donate 1 AED every month in 2010 until individuals or businesses, including our law firm, donate another 12 to this worthwhile program. Our website is hupy.com, and we will have an article about the efforts of Chief Flynn and the police department to have an AED in all 250 squad cars in Milwaukee. We urge businesses and individuals who can afford to do so to contribute to this program, because we know sooner or later what you do is going to save a life. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. We also have with us Dr. John Steck, a physician who donated his time to work as a medical advisor to our dive rescue unit. As a doctor, he certainly knows the value of this advice. Dr. Steck?
Thank you, Chief. I'd like to really thank the Chief for being proactive in getting this device available. In sudden cardiac arrest, it's really time is of the essence. It's the most important thing. And the one thing that has been proven is defibrillation. If you think of the chain of survival when you have a cardiac arrest, it's the bystander who initiates CPR, and then the defibrillator, and then the fire department with the paramedics onto the ER and the intensive care unit. But the linchpin is the defibrillator, and can't say enough how important that is, getting these in the squad cars, and also for the safety of our own officers. So.
Thank you. Thanks, Doctor. Certainly we want to make it clear that it's our belief that nobody's better at paramedicine than the Milwaukee Fire Department. I think their record is long, extensive, and very impressive when it comes to saving lives. But what we're trying to do, when we did this in consultation with the fire department, is to recognize that sometimes incidents occur immediately in the presence of a police officer with an otherwise fully equipped squad. And if we can add to that equipment an AED, we are going to have one more layer of protection for the average citizen in extremis than we currently have, and certainly be in a better position to stabilize that patient until such time as the fire department gets there and is capable of transporting that person to the hospital. So having said all that, we'll certainly open it to a few questions, and then we'll give you an opportunity to get closer to the equipment and see for yourselves, and perhaps ask some questions of yourselves directly of some of our speakers.